Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on this new video on For Honor. I've been away for a bit of time. Unfortunately, some major facts happening to my life recently, so I was forced not to playing. I've been very busy, but now I'm back with our next tutorial guide, which is the Rider. Finally. As always, the tutorial will be divided in two parts. Part 1, which will go through the entire Rider moveset, and Part 2, in which we'll discuss the tips and playstyles when you're playing as the Rider. The Rider is the Vikings' Vanguard hero. He's one of the 3 starting heroes, and he should be a balanced character. He has fast light attacks and very slow heavy attacks. At a first look, it could seem that kind of a guy, very slow and ignorant, that relies a lot on heavy attacks and dealing great damage with every single hit. But that's not the case. The Rider is a very adaptable and strategic kind of fighter. It's heavily discussed to be the weakest duel character. However, I met very strong people using it, and I have to say it. It's everything in how you play it. So if you wanna be good with the Rider, it's better if you start not playing him like other games strength-based characters. The Rider's sprinting attack is nothing exceptional. As many other sprinting attacks, is very good to engage the fight. However, its tracking is not the most accurate in the game. It's very easy to dodge it and always come from the same side. For this reason, it's very easy to be predicted and blocked. Rider's heavy attacks in general are very slow, but the top heavy is the slowest move in your arsenal. It deals shit ton of damage, that's for sure, but in exchange for that, it's not guaranteed after guard break, after launching your enemy on the ground with Rider's charge, and not even after throwing your enemy against the wall. The only time it's guaranteed is when your enemy is out of stamina, you guard break them and you push them into the ground by throwing them left or right, like you can see now. Rider's side heavy attacks are a bit faster than the top heavy, but they're still very slow. They deal more damage than other characters' side heavies, but again, they are not guaranteed after guard breaks or throwing your enemies against the wall. They're extremely easy to parry and, well, just not good in general in neutral stance. The only time they come in handy is when you need to catch somebody who dodges a lot. Until now, everything looks bad. However, all the Rider's heavy attacks can be feinted into top light jumping attacks simply by pressing the light attack button during the wind up of the animation. This attack is fast enough to cut people off guards and will stun them for a short bit, so it's worth to take in consideration. Rider light attacks are much faster than his heavies. Because the Rider is a very big guy, it may give you the impression of being slow, but instead they are as fast as the Warden top light attack, as you can see now, which is Warden's fastest normal attack. For this reason, they are very good to interrupt enemies' attacks, and they deal pretty good damage for being light attacks. In addition to that, all of the Rider's light attack and heavy attacks can be chained without needing to be landed. For this reason, you can bait approach your enemy in different occasions, since they will always think to be faster than you. However, always keep in mind that every situation is different. Rider's guard break, it's quite good. It covers a good distance and it seems to be always guaranteed after parrying both light or heavy attacks. Also, like they can say, the Rider can chain a guard break after a forward dash. This is indeed very useful in some situations, like if you want to guard break someone who's out of stamina that try to dash away from you. But in general, since none of his heavy attack is guaranteed after a guard break, it turns out to be not that good as it looks like. Also, if you press the guard break button after a guard break, the Rider will take the enemy on his shoulder, carrying them for a short bit that you can extend by holding the button for longer, and after will throw them into the ground, or if close to a wall, will kick them in the face with his knee, stunning them. Rider's zone attack, also known as Rider Fury, or it's Rider's best attack. It's a delayed move that can confuse your enemy, messing up their timing for a parry. It's unblockable, that means that your enemy can only parry it or dodge away. However, keep in mind that unblockable doesn't mean uninterruptible. If you get it while performing it, you won't be able to complete it. Can be feinted, it deals a fairly good amount of damage, more than other characters' zones, and it costs half of your stamina bar. It's a good move, but unfortunately if you use it too much in neutral stance, experienced player will be more than happy to parry it in your face. However, the rider can chain its zone attack after pretty much any of his attacks. This will keep it more unpredictable, but the surprise are not finished yet. In fact, if you chain Rider's Fury after any of your attacks, it will deal much more damage and it will also cost much less stamina, which is a very good thing. In this way, you can bait approach the enemy in an easier way, and the risk of being out of stamina after performing it will be much less. Useful indeed. Last but not least, Rider's dashes are pretty good. They covers a good amount of space, and if you're dashing sideways or forward, you can perform the jumping top light attack, which, if landed, will stun your enemies. Keep in mind that always come from above, so you want to use it while dodging for being 100% effective with that. Now that we know all of the moves, we can pass to the next section, tips and playstyle. The Rider is a weird character to use. At the start, it looks like very slow and not that much viable. It is for sure a difficult character to understand, but once you figure it out, it's very easy to use. You don't have to rely on your heavy attacks as primary source of damage, that's for sure. Instead, you should try to play in a touch and go style, poking here and there during the first stages of the fight with your fast light attacks. If you land a guard break, for Jesus' love, don't even think about throwing a heavy attack or you will waste your guard break. Instead, the best thing you can do is a zone attack. The enemy won't expect it, and it won't be able to block it since it's unblockable. They could still parry it, but the chances are very rare. It happened to me only once, and most of your enemy doesn't know that, or even if they know, they will wrong timing. You can also throw them into the ground with a forward charge and then perform the zone attack, that will be guaranteed. If you don't have stamina for Rider's Fury, you can always start a new light attack combo. Remember always to switch your direction into something else, of course. A mistake that many people do is to keep attacking the same side, which will lead you into a parry. Also, you can throw out a light attack and then chain Rider's Fury after it, since your enemy will expect another light attack and will be unprepared, and you will still be using less stamina than throwing out a flat zone. When the enemy starts to be more stressed and becomes more aggressive, you can start feinting a bit here and there, and even throw a flat top heavy every now and then. Since it's your slowest move, they won't expect you to go for it, but they will think you are just going to feint it into something else. There is not that much else to say about the tactics, really. Since the Rider is an adaptable character, the key to win is to know your opponent. Be able to react fast to his playstyle. If they like to throw out, for example, heavy attacks, keep dodging and use the jumping light attack after dashes. If they like to parry, try to confuse them and again feint heavy attack into jump lights. Try to stay unpredictable as much as you can. Riders don't have a lot of way to approach the fight, unfortunately, but they can react enemies in a fairly good way. And do not forget, if somebody runs out of stamina during your fight, throw them in the ground and send them to meet their gods with a devastating top heavy. For Valhalla! So guys, thank you very much for watching this Rider tutorials guide. Please leave a like down below if you liked it. Please, if you didn't like it, leave a like anyway and tell me why you didn't like it. If you have any suggestions, please tell me in the comments. I always read them and reply to them. If you know something that I didn't mention, please let me know in the comment as well. Do not forget to subscribe for more For Honor videos because they are coming. And, as always, I'll see you in the next video. Feel the rainbow!